Hello friends, this is Rohit Gupta. In this tutorial, we will going to see how to create multi-node Hadoop cluster on AWS EC2 instance. For that purpose, I'll going to use three AWS EC2 instance. But at the moment, first I'll create only one AWS EC2 instance. I will perform all the necessary changes uh, at Hadoop, at OS level, at Hadoop level, at the environment files. Lot of environment files is there for Hadoop. I'll make all the changes into those files. Once once done, then what I'll going to do, I will you know stop the first instance. Then I will clone it and will prepare the two nodes to save the time. Okay, let's start. Let's create first instance under AWS Treaty account. I will use the Ubuntu Linux. Temp has been be 1. I'll be using the default settings. I'm not going to take a lot of time to explain all these features of how to create EC2 instance and rest of the things. I will use the key pair which is I've already created earlier. So we'll require this public DNS. Let's copy it. In past I had already created 3 node cluster, so this is having the trace of the old one, but no worries. Um, it's not yet started. Okay, let's quickly. Okay, so we got the window. Let's. So what are all the things which we have to create it on um, the EC2 instance? We will change the host name at the host side. Okay, then we will disable the IPv6 since we are not using IPv6, we are using IP4. We'll set user equivalence. Okay, let's configure few of the things which is um, which requires to download from the web. Okay, let's download the latest Java file which is 9. We'll open the multiple sessions in parallel to save our time. While we perform the kind of configuration, by the time it will download and install the Java. Just accept the agreement. Let's download the Hadoop packages as well in order to save lots of time instead of waiting on a download process. Fine. Okay, let's move to the first window and let's change its host name. For that, this window is not working. Okay, let's log in by root. Hadoop one will be our first host name. Let's copy the IP address from here. We're going to use this host. This is a private IP. Just for information, if we're going to stop the instance, then this IP will not be changed, but the public IP will be changed from the next time. This is a private IP assigned to this host. Okay, we have changed um, the host name. Let's create what happened over here. Okay, so I guess it's downloaded. Java is installed, which is 901. Okay, what happened about the Hadoop binaries? Okay, it's also downloaded. Let's unzip it. Okay, by the time it's also we have to change settings over here. So if we check the value, then the output is 0. That should be 1. But no worries, when we reboot the machine, it will change by 1. Okay, let's see the values. Okay, so value is copied. Let's play it. Okay, let's quickly add the Hadoop group and rest of the users to manage and handle the services. This includes MapReduce user, Yarn user, and SDFS user to Hadoop the Hadoop services. Okay, so users is created over here. At this point, let's create the directories and change the file permissions. So this directory will include the I mean the data storage for name node, secondary name node, data node, the temporary file will the temporary file created by the Hadoop into this directory. Okay, so more. So this directory is basically the Hadoop home where I will keep um, all the binaries. Okay, all the binaries of the Hadoop which we had just downloaded. Okay, now let's check what happened with the Hadoop. This is extracted over here. Let's remove. Okay, before removing this, let's copy all the content of this to this. It will take some time. Okay, so it's copied. Let's cross check. Okay, it looks great. Let's check the permission. Okay, do one more thing. Let's remove this folders because this is not to our requirement and it will kill our space. Okay, so we are good. Now we need to log in as the JFS user and make all the necessary changes. Okay, it should not run because we have not we have to first make entry in the environment file. Okay, Shift G to go to the bottom. I've already opened a lot of files which have um, used in past in order to save out a lot of time. Let's copy this. That's it. Okay, this is few layers which I've created to go to the Hadoop home directory and Hadoop bin directory and Hadoop S bin directory. It's working. Let's go to Edge. I will share all these files to you guys in order to save the time to while set up and configuring the environment. Okay, so first start with the Hadoop environment file. Okay, let's make parameter values in HDFS file. So this is the default name for the name node where it's running, where it will run. That will be going to run on Hadoop 1. Replication will be 3 as we are going to use 3 node. The name node directory, the path which we have just seen last, the data node directory, we are going to use the data nodes as well in the Hadoop 1 home host checkpoint directory. This would be the checkpoint directory, and this is the secondary name node where we are going to run the secondary name node, or you can say the passive name node. Okay, so the files will be created to this location over here. Let's save. Change and code site.xml file. This is a temp directory where the SGFS will write the temporary um, files. Hit the entries for the yarn. Let's copy. Okay, so we are going to use the map reduce. The default, the class would be the this value. The the minimum and maximum value of the scheduler we can set from here. What would the max memory value of the node manager we can define from this. The memory check, which I have disabled, memory and virtual and physical memory ratio, and the where the resource manager will run. Let's say this. The environment. Entries for map reduce environment. So in map reduce, the configuration parameter will be um, the max memory assigned to map and reducer kind of setting we're going to have over here. Okay, so the map reduce framework which we'll be using over here is yarn. The memory assigned to map is 512 MB, reducer to 756, and these are rest of the values assigned, and the job is going to use on the Hadoop one host. Let's save this. Also we have masters and slaves. So the slaves will be nothing but the data node where it's going to be run. So we will be going to run on Hadoop 1, Hadoop 2, and Hadoop 3 host. Once configured all this environment file, we will stop the Hadoop 1 instance and we will clone it to Hadoop 2 and Hadoop 3 in order to save time. We don't have masters files, so we need to create the masters. Also, master files keep the values of the secondary name node. So we are going to use Hadoop 2 for our secondary name node. So let's save and close it. Okay. Okay, so we are done over here. What else is okay? So then let's bounce it. We will clone it. Um, we will clone it to create Hadoop 2 and Hadoop 3 for our next stage in order to create two new instances. Once it will stop, the value will get changed, but the private IP will be same. Hadoop 1 still stopping, taking a lot of time. Okay, stop. Let's clone it. Create image. It will take some time. So as we see over here, the image is created. We'll use this to create two new EC2 instance. We'll name it Hadoop 2 and Hadoop 3. Let's keep it as it is. Launch it. Default keep here we'll use. It's not default, actually created in past, and I'll going to use it as a default for these two new EC2 instance. Spending stopped. Okay, so these instances started. Start let's name it Hadoop 1 and to it Hadoop 2, to this Hadoop 3. Hadoop one is stopped right now. Start it. This value will get changed, but the rest of the things like IP, private IP will be as it is intact. Okay, let's copy this and load, save, open. Hadoop 1, do the same for Hadoop 2 as well. Save it. Let's open Hadoop 3. Also, let's change the host name. This is host 2. This is Hadoop 3. Login as sudo. Let's make entries of Hadoop 1, 2, and 3 into both all the three hosts. We'll use this information over here. Let's save it. Let's copy these values and get it synced with. Okay, great. So we have made entries of all the newly created hosts EC2 instance into all the three host EC2 instance. Great. If I ping Hadoop 2, then it should ping ping Hadoop 3, then it should ping. Same would be from here to 3. Okay, that's working fine. Now our most time consuming task is to create the user equivalence, which is very time consuming. For that, first we have to call the WinSCP, and we will copy the access key to this host for the matter for all the date. Let's copy this, update, save. Save it. Copy, edit, save. Okay. Now what, as said, we're going to copy the access key over here, change the permission to this for Hadoop 2 and Hadoop 3 as well. The reason why I'm copying this, because we will require to copy the SSH file across the instance, and for that purpose we'll require this key in order to copy the file using SCP. I'm setting the permission 777 because this is the Ubuntu and we'll need this access key from SDFS user in order to make copy of the SS file. Okay, let's create, keep it blank, go to SSH. Okay, do one thing, cat okay, this address key will have the entries of the Hadoop 1. As we can see, Hadoop user at Hadoop 1. Now we have to copy this authorized key. Okay, but first let's do one thing, just SDFS. This is Hadoop 2. Do the same thing. Okay, Let's change its permission to 600. And copy using this key, the authorized key to the user Ubuntu Hadoop 2 /tmp. It's copied. Now go to Hadoop 2 and do the same. First do the same Ubuntu. Okay, change the permission to 600. Great. And what about this? Okay, so we'll require the root user to change the file permission so that I can use, so the SDFS user can use the authorized key file cp/tmp authorized keys over here. Let's see, we got that. And what we'll use to copy this contain to authorized key. If we see the authorized key, then we'll have the Hadoop 2 information as well. As we can see. Now we'll have to copy this using our access key, authorized key. Let's copy to you as a Ubuntu user to 03/tmp location. Yes. Go to Hadoop 3. This is Hadoop 3. If we see the /tmp authorized key, then we have to change its ownership to SDFS Hadoop /tmp authorized key. Let's log in as the SDFS and let's create the gem. Okay, do one thing, let's copy the AWS key over here, change the file permission to 600. Now go to SSH, copy the authorized key over here and append the entries to authorized key so that it would have entries of the public key Hadoop 3 into authorized key. So we can see we have Hadoop 3, Hadoop 2. This is the file which we will have to copy across the Hadoop 1 and Hadoop 2. Let's copy this authorized key, but we'll require the access key. Ubuntu Hadoop strange. Oops. Okay. So we required a CP. Yes. The same for how to as well. Okay. Permission denied. Why is it so? Okay, not an issue. Can do it in home Ubuntu. We'll fetch this from home. Start. Login as sudo. Change permission. TFS. Hadoop. First key. Login as DFS. Copy CMP to SSH. You see, should have information of all the host. If it login, okay. Do the same for Hadoop 2. Do the same. Change ownership. HDFS. Hadoop. 2/DNP authorized key. Let's login the HDFS user. Copy the authorized key to SSH. Okay. Let's see what is the content of the authorized key. Oops. Okay, my bad. So we had copied the authorized key to home, Ubuntu home. So change ship. Great. And let's copy this home Ubuntu authorized key to .ssh. Now let's see what is the content of the authorized key. Then it should have all the three nodes. Great. So still now we have configured successfully the Hadoop user equivalence of all the nodes. Let's do it. For the same node, we have to select. Next time it will not going to ask you. You can see first time because we have done this for the rest of the nodes. Let's do it for Hadoop 2. Not going to ask you for 3 as well. Oh, so it again. Great. Okay, let's log into Hadoop 2 and do the same for Hadoop 2. It will ask you the confirmation. Yes. Next time it will not going to ask you. Let's log into Hadoop 3 to work flawlessly. For Hadoop 3, it will ask you the confirmation. For next time, it will not going to ask you. For Hadoop 1, good. 2, great. So far we have created the user equivalence for the nodes. So we can connect any of the nodes without asking permissions. Great. So far we are good. Now we have to make some changes in environment files. First, proceed with Hadoop 2 H. Let's check the SDFS site. This values indicate where the name node is going to run. Let's go to Hadoop 1. Go to H bin. We have to, format SDFS. Okay, so fs image is created under this directory. Okay, let's start all the services. Please be careful about the output. So name node is starting only on Hadoop 1. Data node is starting on Hadoop 2, 3, and 1. Secondary name node is starting on Hadoop 2. That's all. Check the JPS. Name node and data node is started so far. Let's start the yarn services. So yarn is starting the resource manager, which would be on Hadoop 1, and node manager will be starting on Hadoop 1, 2, 3. Wherever the data node is running, node manager should be run. Node manager should be run on those hosts. Check the JPS. So we have name node, data node, node manager, resource manager started. And what about the secondary? Starting, where it's not showing starting. Let's check the output. Cannot access. Why? So if I start and try to start the secondary node manually, it says for this we have to go to okay. Remove file masters and slaves because we are not required to run on this. Do the same from here. Let's open the log file and see why the secondary name node is not getting up. Let's log into as TFS user. Go and have check the log files. The reason why I'm changing its permission is because Yarn is not able to, um, create log files under this. Change it to 777. GPS. We have, oh, so we can see like on second node. Oops, that's fine. Um, my bad. It was my bad. On second node, we have configured to run the secondary node. So I mean, I was con I forget to I was in wrong impression, like the secondary name node should run nc on um, Hadoop 1. I forget to mention over here. Name node is up, secondary name node is up on Hadoop 2. Node manager is for data node, and resource manager is up. Let's run the history server as well. Map user spin start history server GPS. So history server is also started. Mm, let's do some other things to check what is the HDFS. To check about all the nodes configured. Let's take time. So here the output of this command, dfs admin command. So we have 3 live data nodes. So we can say a lot of information for Hadoop 3 and Hadoop 2. If we check the file check, even we can create the user folder. If we want to check, use ls command. Whatever. we have slash user. Even we can do one more thing. Let's say if I create a command to create a file, okay, and we want to copy from local txt to user. Okay, so we can copy the local file system file, which is a.txt, and I just copy it to user directory which we just created. Okay, what else we can do? And we can go to name nodes, subs, get conf, what was the command? So command is not getting to my mind right at the moment. So disconnected, session disconnected, pin. Okay, so secondary name node configuration is this. Hadoop 1. Okay, so far as we have seen, we have done with the installation, configuration, and all the setups related to configure the Hadoop cluster. Thank you so much to watching this tutorial. Please like this video if you're satisfied with this. We'll see you later. Take care. Bye bye.